Hello, friends. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Tori. I am your Arizona wedding and family photographer. Today, this video is going to be about editing a night image. As you photographers know, these ones are a bit challenging. They are quite challenging. Thankfully, in this situation, I had an assistant shooter who was able to help me with off-camera lighting. We had a consistent light running on them, so that's why they're nice and brightened up there. In addition to that, they were backlit with the vehicle, so we definitely needed additional light on their faces to not completely wash them out with being backlit. So this picture here was taken with a 35 millimeter ISO 6400. F-stop was 2.0, and this was shot at 1/160th of a second. So again, this was a challenge, but I'm going to show you how I edit this image. So first things first, we are going to not adjust the exposure right now. We're not even going to touch that to start with. The first thing that I'm going to go ahead and do for this is I'm going to up the contrast. And you're probably thinking, why do that right now? It's just going to make the image look crazy. Well, it's a process, and as you know, a bunch of little tweaks change the overall image and make it look amazing. So I'm going to show you how I do that with this one. And I do this very similar with a lot of nighttime photos. So my editing routine for nighttime photos is kind of similar. I do have presets I created, which make it easy for me to, go ahead and take care of that in one click and then just make minor adjustments. But for the sake of teaching you, I'm going to show you how I do it manually. All right, so we did contrast, we brought up the shadows. Now we're going to do a little bit of clarity. About right there. We don't want too much to start with. We can always add it in later if needed. And then I was thinking for this image to actually do something a little more hazy, just because the light is so harsh. I feel like it might be cool to maybe add some haze into it. So under our tone curve, I'm clicking this gray one here, and I'm going to bring it up maybe like halfway. Yeah, you see that huge difference that makes with bringing detail into the back? Huge difference. Make sure when you're doing night photography and you're editing your images, do not forget to play with the tone curve. This is a huge, huge help. Okay, next I want to play with the colors a little bit here. First thing I'm going to do, I think I'm going to strip some of these reds out. Even though there's not really a whole lot of reds in the image, I really don't want much of any kind of reds. Let's bring the green up for a smidge. Let's see how that looks once we adjust the hue and the luminance. Okay, next we're going to go ahead and play with the hues on this image. We're going to go ahead and bring the red up to about, right there. The green about 35, 36, and then aqua about right there. And again, we're playing with these colors because we have so much color within the car and the dark sky and her jacket and the light on the bottom, on the ground right there. So I just like to play with these colors and kind of see how we can enhance them a little bit. And then green, I'm going to bring up about right there. Okay. So that looks really good. What we did is we brightened this up. We added some haze that kind of gave some detail in the background. Let's bring up the blues a little bit and see what that does. Yeah. You see the difference? If we take out the blue, the car goes to gray. We bring it up a little bit. It's just like a punch of color. I really like that. If we bring the orange up on the luminance, we can see his his skin get a little bit lighter. I like that better, actually. All right. Let's go down to our vignette and see what that looks like. Okay, I changed my mind on the vignette because there's already so much dark in this image and I want to see some of the sky because those clouds are cool. I mean, to be able to get clouds in a night photo, that's pretty awesome. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and sharpen up a bunch of this image. So let's take our clarity, our brush, and let's start kind of painting her dress a little bit. Let's do it pretty high because we really want to get those details of her dress because, I mean, she is a bride after all. Ooh, look at that jacket pop. Yeah, that looks so good. And then maybe around the lights, not on the light itself, but just around the lights to showcase the reflections on this car. You guys, this was such a cool car. This is the bride and groom's car, and the groom was very much in love with it. All right, so I'm adding some clarity on the ground down here just so we can see more of that light reflection. Looks really good. I'm gonna bring a little bit into her hair for the highlights. All right, and then on his hand. And I did not do any clarity on her legs or anything like that. Now, since I have all of this, I upped the clarity where it's red. Everything in red, the clarity has been pushed up. I'm gonna see what it looks like also if we add some texture into here. So I'm gonna click O so the masking disappears. I just clicked it so you could see where we made the clarity adjustment. I'm gonna click O to make that go away. And then let's bring up the texture while we're at it. We bring it down, it gets kind of blurry a little bit, so let's bring it up right there. Okay, let's check the noise. There is quite a bit of noise in here, which actually for this image, it might even look cool to add some grain. Let's see what it looks like. I don't know, I have not tried the grain on here on this image, so let's see. Let's boost that grain up. Okay, nope, that does not look good. We're gonna take the grain off. Now, there's not a whole lot of noise. Actually, I kind of like the noise just on them. So I think what I'm gonna do here is just remove the noise out of the darkness. So we're going to do a brush and click the noise option. All right. So let's paint on our sky and the windmill. This is a windmill here in the center. And let's bring our noise all the way down. Oh, sorry. Trying to remember what direction it is. There we go. All the way down. Let's get a better look at that. That's worse. There we go. All the way up subtracts the noise out of the sky a little bit. It also kind of gave it like a painted look, like a painted sky. So that's it, guys. That is the final image. Let's go ahead and see the before and the after. As you can see, the before was already pretty decent. We just added a bunch of details, played with a various range of tools to brighten, add contrast, change the colors, show more detail on the front end of the vehicle, put some clarity on her wedding dress, and make that sky a bit brighter and added some noise reduction. So thank you so much for watching this. I hope you learned something. I hope that you feel encouraged to go out there and do some night photography, but please bring off-camera lighting or else it's not as great. But thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, comment below, and let me know what you think and if there's anything that you want to see. Thank you guys so much. See you next time.